Chances are, if you're watching this, you're looking for a serger. I was once in your place as a very beginner sewist. You might not be a beginner, but still be looking for one. But now that I've had this for 5 years, I thought it might be helpful if I shared some of the things that I've learned about this machine over those years. So let's get into some questions that you might have as you're looking for a serger. First of all, who is this serger for? Like I said, I bought it when I was a beginner, so even a beginner can learn how to use a serger. It is definitely more challenging than a sewing machine to figure out, but if you have a manual and YouTube, you're going to be set, because that's all I had, and I had to figure it out on my own. And yes, there's a learning curve of trial and error, but honestly, I believe anybody can do it with the determination to figure it out. Sergers are really nice to have. I wouldn't say that they're completely necessary, but even in my beginning sewing days, I wanted any garment that I made to look professional, and a serger truly has the magic to make it look professional because it gives it those really nice finished edges on the inside of the clothing. Another question that you might have is, can I use this for just knits or for wovens as well? And pretty much a serger can be used for anything. You can use it on knits. It's really great for stretchy fabrics, which is why a lot of people get it, because the stitches stretch with the fabric. For an example, I have a woven garment here and a knit garment here, and I'll just show you. When you turn it inside out, this is where you're going to be seeing the serger seams. When I use it on knits, I don't generally do a line with my sewing machine and then the serger, but I do just the serger, and it makes it super quick and easy. The stitches stretch with the fabric when you're using on knit. And then when you would use it on a woven piece, it's not necessarily to help with stretch at all, but more just to finish the edges so that they don't fray on the inside. You would do a regular sewing machine stitch here, and then on the edge, you would use the serger. And so I just have that on the inside of this whole garment. It can really be used for anything: swimwear, knit, leggings, woven, satin, anything. It's really cool. I, in fact, used it recently on a chiffon and satin dress that I made, and I used it more for the hem, and I did I believe it's called a rolled hem. So it's basically like a satin stitch along the bottom of the fabric to keep it from fraying, and it's just this really tiny little like stitch to cover the edges, and that worked just fine, although it did take a lot of fiddling around to get it just right. However, it's cool because this is not only a 4-thread serger, you can take off one of the needles and turn it into a 3-thread serger, which is what you would do when you're doing the satin stitch. There's a lot of different stitches that you can do with this. I don't have my manual right now, so I can't go through and explain all the things for you, but it's great. Something to keep in mind, which I recently discovered, is you do not need any special serger needles. Any sewing machine needle will fit in here. It's just that one is going to sit higher than the other, so they're kind of like this, and that is exactly how they should be, or will not work properly. It does come with, so here, if you see, you can open up this little door, and that's how you're going to be threading it. It has a little section here of useful tools, such as this tool to help get the needles out. And it also comes with a little set of extra needles and also some tweezers here. Without these tweezers, I would not be able to thread this machine at all. Some machines come with like an air duct that like pushes the thread through to the next spot, or even fully threads it. This does not have that. Those are very nice, and I have used them. However, with this tool, you'll be just fine. It's really handy because not only in the manual, but on the machine, it has a guide for how to help you thread it. Always start with the right side and work your way over. If you look here, you can pull the thread down through, and it has a little guide here to help you get it through just right, which without that, it would be a nightmare. So thank goodness for those. It makes threading it so much simpler. It takes me about 5 minutes, depending on how smoothly it's going. You will run into issues, but overall, it's really great. Another thing you may be wondering is, like, how loud is this machine? It is much louder than a sewing machine, much, much louder. Let me show you the sound, if this will work. I know it will work, but I mean, if you'll be able to hear it. It comes with this little tray attachment, which I love because it collects anything that comes off. Okay, so I don't know how well you could hear that, but that was me pretty much pushing my foot all the way down on the pedal. And it goes very fast and it is loud. Something else that you might be interested in knowing is that right here, this here is a removable blade. So you'll just pull this and then you can yank it out. I've removed my blade before. I've never had to sharpen it. You can also remove the stitch finger here, which you will do for different, you can't even see, for different things. Yeah, I've never had to have my blade sharpened. It's worked well over the last 5 years. I have removed it for certain stitches, which is nice that you can do that. And the last question that you might have is the serger worth the price? Well, for me, I bought this during COVID and the price was actually higher than it is now. So I would absolutely say yes, it's worth the price. It's a great machine. It's lasted me these 5 years, hasn't had a problem. If you do have a problem, change out your needle. That might be it. If it's not sewing properly or the threads keep breaking, like there's little things that you can do. I would absolutely recommend this. I hope this helps you in your decision of buying your very own serger. It's definitely one that I would recommend because it's lasted a long time and has just been the tried and true serger friend that I needed.